Does Xbox have a heatsink formula?
Xbox has the exact same problem that happens with theirs. The only difference is, remember when we took these little things out right here and we unscrewed them? On Xboxes, they're like two springs that are in the shape of an X. And they're kind of crappy. The way they made the Xbox inside is what makes it fail. It's the heatsink no longer attaching itself to the processor anymore, but it's a spring that's actually pulling apart. And so a lot of guys will tell you that you just replace that whole spring system with a bolt and a little plate system. It's a lot easier. It takes a couple minutes to make it, but then after you make it, it's all good. Okay, so you're going to rub these until you can see the words of what's on the processor. It's really light, but you're going to...
What words are you going to see?
This one says RSX, and I can't read the other one yet. And when you do that, you're going to know that this little processor has got nothing left on it. And it says Intel. Okay, so go back over this. There's a couple pads I'm going to show you here in a second, guys, that's going to concern you. You see these 4 black pads right here? And you see this big black pad right there? You don't want those to come off. Nope, on the other side, the side we flipped up, right there is where they go.
Let me see it.
Right here is where they go, okay? And so they touch that metal, and that one right there touches that one, okay? So you have to have those rubbers on there. If not, this whole system will short out. And then your system won't even work. You have to have these covered up. If they start to move,
oh God,
just move them back in place. Okay, I'm gonna have you put that on pause, Hunter, and I'll be back.
you just stuck it.
Okay, now we're on the processor here where we're gonna put the heatsink formula. I borrowed some from work. The best stuff out there is called Arctic Silver, I think. But if it's a heatsink formula, it'll work. It may not last as long. So Arctic Silver is the best, but anyway. So you just take a little bit of it. Oh, stop. Okay, so we're gonna put this. You get a good hair dryer. Well, this is a heater. We're gonna get the back side of this board right here. Okay, so see there, going there and there, right there and there. Okay, we're not gonna be on it real hard. We're gonna kind of move around, and we're gonna go over these 4 points. What we're doing is we're going around the back side of this board and we're heating the bottom of that processor up. And we kind of want to heat up the surrounding metal, because the hotter you get the metal around it, the hotter the processor will stay. We're trying to get it kind of hot, okay? Not so hot that we like burn circuits and stuff. We're not looking for that. So I just kind of keep moving across the board. And you can stay on areas for a couple minutes, but when you start feeling the heat coming back at your hand pretty hot, move it off.
Is the heat coming to your hand yet?
That's why I keep moving it. You notice I keep it about 6 inches away from the board. That way I know I'm not going to really hurt it. Now we're going to flip this board around. We're going to do the same thing on the
red light part, right?
But this time we're going to kind of concentrate on this. You can see how you can see what it says now, RSX Reality Synthesizer. And this one, you can see it's getting kind of worn out. This like the second or third time we've repaired this board. Again, we're just gonna keep heating it up. We're gonna roll around. Just stay away. Remember, those are the 4 things I told you about. You want to stay away from them.
I'm gonna pause it. No battery. Okay.
So we're just gonna keep doing this, and we'll get back to you. Okay, now we're down to the part where I've heated the board up, and I'm gonna put the heatsink formula on. I just put it on like a McDonald's card. It's kind of irrelevant. We're just gonna kind of spread it on there right now. Okay, this crap gets all over you. Okay, so anyway, yeah, put this on, and you don't want it in a huge glove. You want it just
right. Yep.
It's like you're icing a really perfect cake.
That is how you do it, huh?
Yeah, you really want it kind of, there's a little, you'll feel it, there's like a little way to do it, but I borrowed some of it from work. Like I said, the best stuff is Arctic Silver, I want to say, but you don't really, just make sure you don't get it on the board anywhere else.
Is it anywhere on the board?
Nope.
You want to be careful about getting it on the board, because...
Yep, you don't want it on the board. You just want it on these 2 little processors, okay? And then I just kind of go back across the other way.
But you know what's crazy is when they put it in, it burns it all up, the whole heat sink that was on it, huh?
Yep.
Because it can burn out quick from using it to a long period of time. And
Are you still filming this?
yeah.
Okay, so
That we could have stirred up some trouble here. Damn shame that it dropped your dad.
Want me to put this on YouTube?
okay, so that's that. And go ahead and put that on pause. So now I'm done putting it on there. I'm just gonna go around this board and I'm gonna clean up the spots. It's gonna happen, guys. You're gonna get some, you know, on the board. Don't worry about it. It's not that really that big of a deal. Remember, I'm messing with these little rubber things here, though, so you don't want them to fall off. And then I just go around the edge of this processor.
You broke it, sorry.
And I clean it up. Okay? I just make the line really smooth.
Guess what the kid just did?
What?
And I have acetone. And I have acetone on this rag right now. Hey. Anyway, got people in the house right now and I'm trying to show this video. And because they're like 12 and 13, they decide to talk. But anyway, I think you guys get the idea what's going on. You see, I'm trying to make it look really nice. You want to clean it all up. Okay. I mean, you don't have to have like OCD over this, but I do make it look nice.
Like we have OCD, but...
That's right. Okay, so that's what the finished product should look like. These little parts right here, you're going to spin this board completely upside down, and they go inside those holes.
And this is what it looks like when it's brand new on a heat sink. It's just after long periods of time, the little bit of it starts to wear off.
So I just slap that back down, and we're going to reassemble this part just the way we just got done assembling it. So, is this... Oh, did I do this wrong? Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. Let's not worry about it. Sorry about that, guys. That's what happens when you got kids talking in the background. So anyway, you see the plate goes on underneath it.
Yeah.
So, sorry about that, everyone.
That's
All right.
no problem.
So, now we have that panel we had on there before. Okay? We're going to shove that on while we're here, because what we want to do is we want to get this heatsink plate back on here and tight as quickly as we can.
Why do you want to do it really quick?
Well, because we don't want the heatsink formula to dry out and not be effective. So we want it to bond
attach.
right now as quickly as we can. Now the thing that happens at the factory when they put these in is they just screw one really, really tight, and then they screw the other one really tight, and they go back to the other one, they make sure that the other one is tight. We're not going to do that. We're going to kind of finger tight them right now with the screwdriver, and then we're going to come back. It's like working on a car. Whenever you put a bolt pattern on, you go back and forth across them. You never tighten one down all the way and then tighten the other one. That's what happens at the factory. They tighten one down too quickly, and the heatsink formula comes out the side of it.
Why would they tighten it?
Because they work in a factory floor and they're trying to get 500 PS3s out a day.
Well, you know, when it costs $200,
They don't care, dude. They have a quota.
They're pretty greedy, you know. I mean,
Well, but that's the world. So anyway, back to this. Does everybody remember what it's called? It's called a varistor. And varistors are very, very important for controlling electricity flow. We're going to shove this back in here, just like we had before. It fits down little teeth. There's a little black, you'll feel it, it goes all the way down. And there's a little black switch here, and you just flip it up.
Word to your mom is with your body now. And I'm going to tell it all the fun we had.
Sure, I got There you go.
and don't be shocked when you're in the middle of a game and it just has a red light, because that's
It
what
happens.
It happens. Don't send it to PS3, because once you watch this video, you can just fix it at home.
That's right, man.
It's a lot better way. I mean,
Okay, so anyway, we put this back. Let me see, make sure I got this right. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, take this bag out. You don't need this.
Okay, it goes underneath that. I just kind of screw that up. I think it goes underneath there. Well, anyway, put this on pause for a second so I can. So we're back to the installation. You're going to see a little hole here and another hole. It's the only one that has two holes. It goes right here and right here. Okay.
and at the end of this, we'll show you how that the system works.
Yep. Oh yeah, we'll show you the system works. So we're going to put these screws back in here. Remember, we had two little dinky ones here. Remember? Talking about that right when it happened. We're going to shove that back in there.
Yeah, kid.
We're going to shove this one here.
Battery's going on.
Let's go fishing. Let's go fishing, buddy.
We got this one.
Going with me. Yeah, you're going with me. Yeah, I know what you would do, right?
I'm gonna have to pause it.
Go ahead. Okay, I've put everything back, and if you guys need to know how to put everything back, just go to the first of the video. You'll see it again. So anyway, we're done. It's the same guy, all right? I haven't changed nothing. In fact, you can see I got heatsink formula on the front. So it's the same guy. So we're going to plug it into the back, all right? And this had the red light of death, guys. See the red light? Means
Yeah.
you just started it off.